Hi, hello, and welcome to KNTV TV. You are watching Inside Indian Football episode number, I think, 75. Yeah, 75. Thank you for few people who are watching, who are already waiting for the show. There are lots of things to talk about. Indian Super League, top six race going to the wire. I League, looks like Serenity Deccan FC and Round Glass Punjab will again go to head for that one qualification berth through ISL, and there is more announcement related to Indian national seniors men's football team because of the SAFF championship. Clarification has come over the host who is going to host the SAFF championship, and of course, not good. Women's soccer uh, kept on giving shocking result for India. India has played a draw against Nepal in an international friendly yesterday 2-2. So we'll talk about all this stuff alongside what's going on in the transfer market, what ISL clubs are planning to do with their head coaches. If any head coaches contract are getting over, for example, Hyderabad FC, Bengaluru FC, how the rebuild going to be under Albert Roca with Simon Grayson now doing well for Bengaluru FC. Will they going to give him a new contract, or there is a small twist in the Bengaluru FC and their new coach saga, which I will explain in detail in upcoming segment of this video. And I think before everybody join us, I want to start this video by giving tribute to the one of the India's legendary footballer. I think should be in top 5 Indian footballers of all time. Tulsidas Balaram, he has passed away today in Kolkata, age 87. And with him passing away, people will say that the trinity of Indian legends, Chunnu Goswami, PK Banerjee, and Tulsidas Balaram, now maybe playing football together in the heaven, and maybe they're enjoying their football there. They all three were the first, I will say, superstars of Indian football. Of course, there was Mohammad Salim before them, but I think the impact PK Banerjee, Chunnu Goswami, and Tulsidas Balaram had over India in the international circuit, Asian Games, AFC Asia Cup, it was fantastic. And I think uh, they will, irrespective of what India do in the next 100 years, they will have that legendary status, in Indian football. And you talk about the striker receive Arjuna Award in 1962, and I remember I chatted with no again another the legendary figure of Indian football, late Novi Kapadia, and then he used to tell about that the Tulsi Balram was so important for the India's 1962 Asian Games, where India won the gold medal, and they defeated South Korea in the final, and it was India's a second Asian Games gold medalist, and he was so important for the India in that period from 1950s 56 to 67 68. And I think there are not enough words which because I have not seen him play, so I can't justify the legendary status he had. But whoever I have talked to who have seen him play say that we don't make footballers like him anymore. And I hope that we will get somebody who can replicate the success of Tulsidas Balram, Chunnu Goswami, and the great PK Banerjee in upcoming years. Making sure India wins another Asian Games medal, maybe do well in the AFC Asian Cup, and go on to represent India in the Europe, which is now very crucial. Balaram scored that crucial goal against in Asian Games against Thailand and Japan, and he played in all the games, and because of his contribution in the Asian Games, mean that he was given the Arjuna Award in 1962. Alongside in Rome Olympics, he was India was in the group of Hungary, France, and Peru, and India lost that game against Hungary by 1-2. Balram was the goal scorer against Hungary. I'm not sure how many Indians can claim that they scored against Hungary, and India also lost against Peru in the final group match, but against Balram, the legendary Balram sir also scored the goal in that game. So he has 2 goals in the Olympics final. I think that's itself a big achievement. Of course, there's an Indian who has scored, a first Asian who has scored hat-trick in the 1956 Olympic. Who scored the hat-trick. But I think not many Indians can claim they have a multiple goals in Olympics. And then Tulsidas Balram represented India 27 times, from 1957 to 1963. A small career at the international level, but you have to assume that that time the injury and the recovery from injury was not that good, and of course his career was, he had also a health related issues. And since I will say the trinity, as they say, Tulsidas Balram, Chunnu Goswami, and all these three players, PK Banerjee, when they left, Indian football started declining. I mean, they set the standard for the Indian national teams, and he played 27 times for India, scoring those 10 goals. And if you see the 10 goals coming in the major tournaments, 2 goals came in the Olympics, the multiple goals came in the Asian Games, which India won. So I think we start this show with the our tribute with the great Tulsidas Balram, and I think finally we can say that the trinity of Indian football is no more with us. They are together in the heaven, and they, I think, should be enjoy their football together there. But I think we what I really want going ahead, that AFF should publish a reading material on these players, because we have reading materials from the the authors, different authors who have written the books in Bengal, in all over. For example, Novi Kapadia book is also a fantastic reference. But I think AFF, having all those archive of data with them, they should publish these books, or the data, leave the books, just publish data, let people independent website write the articles for them and everything. And I think there should be some reference of these legendary footballers in the books of the schools, the especially general knowledge books, or even the people who read physical education. So I read physical education, there hardly any mentions of footballers in the syllabus of CBSE. For to give an example, I hope they should introduce. And I'm considering football was a global sport back in 60s 70s. Also, it is a global sport right now. But I think the education part of our legends, that Chunnu Goswami, brilliant achievement. Not many can claim that what Chunnu Goswami has done in their career. And I think there should be some kind of educational data which need to be I think published for these legends, and I think that will be great tribute. And I think whatever footage AFF have, if they don't have, they should talk to Doordarshan or Akashvani, whatever. I think, I'm sure there's enough footage for these players which can be published on the public domain to people enjoy, and especially for generation like us who have not seen them watch. Even a small glimpse of watching our legends play, I think will give them will give us also pride, and will make them give them a space in the heart of the young Indian football fans who are not aware of them and what they have done in the Indian football. So let's hopefully condolence from my side, from Khelna side, Indian football side. Hopefully his family will pass this tough moment, and we'll move on. Let's start with women's team. Disappointing result against Nepal. Indian women's team at any level against Nepal used to beat them very easily. 3-4-0 was the score. Senior teams especially, there was always a question mark over what will be the score line when Indian women's team play Nepal women's team. Yesterday, Shabita Bhandari, I think Gokulam Kerala women's player, have scored 2 stoppage time goal to draw 2-2 against India. And this looks like Indian football, women's soccer especially, is in decline. We just lost SAFF Under-20 Championship. We didn't reach the final of it. Disappointing result against Nepal and Bangladesh in that. Senior team struggling. So I think big task in the hand of the AFF now, that how they can kind of at least take back Indian football where it was, where they were dominating SAFF nations, and then there was a chance of them qualifying for Asia Cup or the Asian Games. If Asian Games, they could qualify directly, Olympics for example. So I think they need to bring back the Indian football to the same level before, and then make the progress. So Indian Women's League, hopefully it will take place, and it will give the match practices to our women's footballers, which they are not getting for a while since COVID. So I think let's hope so. But I think disappointing result. And when talking about SAFF Championship women's, there's an update of Russia playing at the SAFF Under-17 Women's Championship. So as an invitee, so I think they can't do it at a senior level, because those matches will not count as international friendlies, and you will not get any match points for the FIFA rankings. I think best way, if you want to include Russia till the wars ends with the Ukraine, is the youth championship. Under 17, under 16 boys or girls. I think bringing Russia I think it's a good start, but I think hopefully, what I feel about SAFF Championship, people talk about India leaving the SAFF region and join the other region, and I've explained in the previous video that it's tough for India to leave the SAFF Championship due to the political reasons. Only options AFF has is improve the SAFF standard, and how it can be improved. If Copa America can invite other nations, if WAF Championship they're inviting other nations, India should be with alongside SAFF making it a 10-team tournament. Invite 3 nations, one from Asia, one from Africa, one from South America or Europe. Make it a 10-team tournament, and that will give a value. Just imagine, if a European team, not even the first team players, but teams like who are not the top tier team, but second tier European team, second tier South American team, second tier African team, second from Asia you can invite, for example, Thailand, or from Middle East you can invite teams like UAE, Saudi Arabia, and have these 10 teams SAFF Championship. That will improve the SAFF Championship standard, and you have to see that how important is India for the SAFF region. India was not about to host this championship. First of all, I think Nepal bid for the championship. They were supposed to host it. First Pakistan was supposed to host it, I think, and then of course Pakistan can't do it because security reason. India will not go there. So Nepal got it hand over it. So then Sri Lanka also wanted, but Sri Lanka got banned now. Sri Lanka is banned by FIFA, for example. So now finally, when Nepal said they will host it, but the sponsors and the marketing agency for whoever they have signed and the broadcaster said no. If you don't do SAFF Championship, India is not going to take a part in it. So India kind of forced to host it, and India is in tough situation now because the calendar for Indian senior men's team is very tight. So there will be two two parallel camp going for the Indians under 23 team and the men's team. Okay, just going before, as Jasmine says, like the stream, amigos, please do like it. And if Alok and all people, if you can put a timestamp for the people who watch it after offline, because there are many people who request me that can I put the timestamp. So Alok, Jasmine, whoever, Mishra, जो भी regular हैं, सूरज, जो भी आप लोग देख रहे हैं, अंकुर जैन, if you guys can put timestamp on the comment section after the stream ends of the whatever I'm speaking, especially the news I'm going to give after this, it will be great. Or even for the opinions which I've given on the various topic, it will be great. So thank you guys. Yeah, so I'm saying India has a tough schedule now. So there's a Hero Intercontinental Cup in the month of June. There's a SAFF Championship in the month of June. There will be 2 camps going on for the senior men's team and under 23 team. So here's a question to you guys straight away. Should India send an under 23 team in the SAFF Championship who is preparing for the AFC Asian Games, and keep the senior team playing quality friendlies, Hero International Cup, to prepare for the AFC Asian Cup, which is in the month of the Jan. So these are the 2 factors. Another thing is there will be Pakistan playing in the SAFF Championship, So India versus Pakistan in India will bring media interest. So should India have the senior team there, because that will, if India lose against Pakistan, it happened, by the way. I don't know if you guys remember, I think 2013 or 2014 was the year when India played against Pakistan in a India under 23, I think it was before Asian Games, if I remember. 2 friendlies against Pakistan, under 23 team plays against Pakistan in Bangalore, and I think there was one was drawn, and it was under, I think, remember, Wim Governments, and एक friendly India हार गया था, and it was a massive media win for Pakistan in Pakistani media, and so that's the question. Pakistan is going to be there with all the origin players. So, but I think if India select the under 23 team, the best team, our under 23 team should be good enough to give a fight to Pakistan team, even with all the origin players. Pakistan already has these European origin players with them, So I think current Pakistan team, that's the problem. Current Pakistan team is filled with the European players who playing in Europe at the good level. It's just that they don't get enough time to gel. But what I'm told, Pakistan is playing friendly against, I think, Nepal in the month of the March to prepare for the SAFF Championship and to prepare for the World Cup qualifiers. In the June, by the time SAFF Championship comes, Pakistan will have enough time to gel these players, together and play in the SAFF Championship. So I think, but I will go with, I think India should be playing their senior team in the Hero Intercontinental Cup friendlies with the bigger nations, and send the under 23 team at the SAFF championship, and even not under 23, you can send some players. To give an example, some players, senior players who are not part of, say, India's upcoming future, but to give them respect. I would say, just for example, to give them respect, give them a call up for this SAFF championship. If they can win it, it is a trophy, it is achievement for their international career. So who can be these players? Lakshmani Kattimani, for example, he's not playing now, but he is the one of those example where you can bring him, play in the SAFF championship. He will have a medal with the Indian team, and that will be great for for his career achievement. So there are many Indian footballers, who are there in the circuit, but who had not played much for India. So I think you can mix it up your under 23 team, put a couple of these players who are not part of your, say, let's take an example, Halichar Nazar. He is doing fantastic in ISL. If he's not part of Igor's team match plan for the AFC Asian Cup, I think he can be put into the under 23 team. He can be taken to the to the AFC Asian Games also, because Asian Games 3 seniors players above 23 are allowed. So I think that can be done. You can send your under 23 team, couple of these seniors players who are in age of 28, 29, who might not play for India, in upcoming matches, senior level. You send them there, and that's how you prepare your. And I think a couple of people you already said, Rainer Fernandez, if he's not playing, Jerry Mointhoma never got a call up for India till now. I think not a bad shot out. Let them see what they do at the international level for India. It's an Indian team, irrespective is under 23, it's senior, it's Indian team. So I think I will put those players who are not part of getting call up for the who are part of the group who has not received the call up. Nanda might get the call up, I think, for the senior team. I think he should be. He's definitely a good goal scorer. So I think those kind of players should be brought in the SAFF championship and given chance to play for India, and let's see what they do. If they impress, they might be called up by Igor's team match for the senior team. Jessel is another example, but I think he's injured right now. Players like Siva, Mahesh, Vinci, Isaac, Alex Saji, Nim Dorji, Bhutia, Kian, Ayush Chaitri, Rahib, Jitashar, Sumit Rathi are some of those players should play in SAFF. Yeah, but Sumit Rathi has not played anything at a color level, so I think it will be not justified to the players who played at I-League ISL to not get selected. So VP Soher, for example, so these kind of players I think should be there. Ritik Das and Nanda on left wing. What's your opinion? I think good shout out. Bipin Singh should be the first choice left winger for India. And Ritik Das impressed me with his dribbling skills and his cool and calm composure over the goal, and Nanda with the eye for the goal. So I think these two players have already already in my squad for the senior team. I think that should be. But I think the SAFF championship, AFF need to plan properly. I don't want my senior team to get it's a month of June. It is just after a long season, playing lots of football matches in summer. So they should be training, and because they need enough off season also. So I think you need to mix it up, because next season is important for Indian football. Indian clubs will be back in Asia. Indian team, senior team playing AFC Asian Cup. So I think you don't want to keep players to feel fatigue and injured. So they have to mix it up, these two teams, and I think hopefully they will do it. And I think I know enough people in this chat who can make those two teams, and I can also make it. So I think we should. Rohit Kumar has been impressive, and I put Rohit Kumar in my team, by the way. And that's the thing. Ankur Jain said very good point. Instead of sending a particular age group team, why not create two team, and players who just missed first team camp can be sent to SAFF. It will give those players experience. I think two team, the reason under 23 I'm saying, because those players will be needed in the Asian Games, which is there in September. So you need to send your under 23 team. But you can send, say some under 23 players who are part of your first team can't be part of the camp. So they are part of first team. So instead of those players, you can send players like, who are not part of first team plan, but who has done well in last 2-3 seasons in Indian football, and they deserve to play for India, in these games. Will we earn some points, improve FIFA ranking? So it is necessary to put strong under 23 team. Yes. I think if India is representing as a India, it will be FIFA ranking will be on stake there. So I think that's why I'm saying it should be the India's important team. So I think the Hero in Town will come in June, SAFF Championship in June, 2 camps, senior teams and under 23 team will be also going in June. So let's see. I think we'll try to get answers who will be will be there in Indian team, and I think we already made one team last time. Maybe next week, once this March friendlies team comes, we'll make another team of the players who have not selected, who should be played in the championship, like SAFF championship. Now let's come to the Main topic, a couple of topics I've selected. Uh, Rana is underutilized. He can be main midfielder in I League, says Jasmine. Changte must play all of them. SAFF, IIT Asian Games. I don't want Changte to play in SAFF. You know, if SAFF is your for B team, Changte should be part of your first team. Asian Games, maybe yes, because it's a global, it's a continental tournament, but not at the SAFF Championship. Home ground of Serenity Deccan is not at the ISL level, but it can be brought to the ISL level if invested well. Another question for you guys is, which I want to ask. I think I just forget the question also. I think it's one Changte or something. So yeah, let's move straight away to the next thing. There is dilemma for Bangalore FC now with Albert Roca announced as the technical director. What they're going to do? Simon Grayson is getting finally a team playing a good football. I think the way Bangalore FC wants to play. So will Albert Roca will work with Simon Grayson? What happened to Manolo Marcus, who has still not signed any extension with Hyderabad FC and has not signed any contract with, he has not agreed the contract Bangalore FC kind of offered him. So here's the update for you guys on that saga today, because it's our story which broke. So as per our reliable source, and I will hopefully I will say whoever watching mods can please timestamp for the people who watch later on. This is on Albert Roca, on Bangalore FC, on Manolo Marquez and Hyderabad FC. So the information on what they're doing with the coach scenario. So Manolo Marquez agreement with Hyderabad FC is getting expired end of this season. So he has not agreed any new extension with Hyderabad FC. That's one thing. Second thing, a couple of weeks ago we broke the story that Albert Roca is set to join Bangalore FC as technical director on short-term contract. Darren Collider as a director of football, and we also broke the story that Bangalore FC has offered a contract to Manolo Marquez. They are in advanced talk with Manolo Marquez, but no agreement taken place. And I think, of course, Manolo Marquez is smart enough and he respects Hyderabad FC because in title race and everything, he don't want to sign a pre-agreement with Bangalore FC while his team is still in the race for the ISL trophy and everything. So what I'm told now, and this is coming from a very reliable source, that there are high chances now that Manolo Marquez will not stay in India. So he is, he is kind of say that he's not staying in India. He will go to outside India. He is not going to work in Indian Super League this season. So unless it changes by the end of the season, but that looks like the the latest information I have on him, that most likely he's not staying in India. That's first thing, and looks like that the talks between Bangalore FC and Manolo Marquez has not moved ahead. It's stalled, and that's one thing. Another thing, on Bangalore FC, here is an interesting thing, and which might put situation out of the hand of Albert Roca for the head coach appointment for the next season, is that Simon Grayson and Bangalore FC have an agreement. In an agreement, there is an automated extension clause in the contract of Simon Grayson, I'm told, and what it is actual, I'm not aware right now, but I'm told is a performance-based clause. I think it can be top 4 places, for example, if they reach semi-final or they finish in top 4 in the table. So I think the exact performance clause I'm not aware of, but I'm told there's an automatic clause in the Simon Grayson agreement with Bangalore FC. So if Bangalore FC reach top 4 or the semi-finals, I don't know what the exact clause. If they reach final, whoever knows. So the contract between the Bangalore FC and Simon Grayson will automatically will get activated. So I think that gives some clarity on that part, and on the Bangalore FC. That doesn't mean that Bangalore FC can't sign a new coach or can't do anything. The point is, if there's an automatic clause activated in the agreement, then they have to talk to him, to terminate the contract, and that will come with some cost. So I think that's the update. So big Albert Roca have something to rebuild to do Bangalore FC. So will he go with Simon Grayson or will he go another coach? Looks like Manolo Marquez is not staying in India for at least for this season. He might take a break, or he will take a job in in Europe, for example. Talking about Europe, Owen Coyle is doing well in Europe, so I think there's a good, now ISL will become a kind of a launching pad for these coaches to do well in Europe, in India, in ISL, then go back to Europe, and in the lower tier Europe they do and then build a career. So I think That's the update. IF should give good money to Manolo. I think it's not on money. The agreement, the money which Bangalore FC offered, I'm not sure many or the talks of whatever they did, the talks they had, the kind of money which Manolo Marcus, I think, offered by Bangalore FC, I'm not sure that it's about money. I think maybe Manolo Marcus is thinking about that he can build his career now using Hyderabad FC ISL as a launching pad. Now can I get a deal in a Europe and join a European club? I think let's see. Igor's team-match contracts will end after the AFC Asian Cup. It's the month of the Jan. If he is still a free agent in the month of the Jan, I think it's not a bad shout for Manolo Marcus to become a new head coach of India. I think that if that project is enough for him to get interested, I think he's not a bad. If you ask me from ISL, if I even compare with anyone in the ISL, if I ask that one coach I want from ISL team for the Indian national team, I think it will be Manolo Marcus. The reason means the Indian players under him has done well. They've improved, and I think he can be a good shout to be to be head coach of the Indian football team. But I think I'm not aware right now. But that's just my personal preference. And as I said, ATK showed any interest in Manolo Marcus. I think ATK Mohun Bagan camp, is whatever I heard till now that they are still trusting Juan. Maybe the end of the season they will take a call on him, and I think not a good situation for Juan Fernando to be in, and his team at ATK Mohun Bagan look more disjointed than I think I will say Habba's team. I don't know what they spend money, they bought players, but the team looks still very average, and the way they form on the current form. Looks like they might not even qualify for top 6, and the way it is going, one team has to go out, and the way Odisha playing, the way Bengaluru playing, the way Kerala Blaster playing, I think ATK Mohun Bagan is the most out of form team out of the teams who are trying to qualify for the top 6 position. Genzulin says, I will choose Des Beckingham instead of Manolo. I think touch and go, but Manolo Marcus had done 2 seasons. Unlike Des Beckingham, Manolo Marcus didn't have a blank checkbooks to sign players, to get best league players in terms of foreigners, in terms of Indian players, and that's what I like, because coaching India means coaching with the limited resources. You will not get everything you want, and I think that's what I think. Hopefully, if that's my choice, but if you think that Manolo Des Beckingham will be a better choice, I think that will be the thing. Joshua, BS is a kind of old ATK now. Sir, Indian national team fixture during SAFF Championship, we send under 23 players. If we send our under 23 players, then Indian team will have a Hero Intercontinental Cup in the month of the June. There are some international friendlies planned in and around after during the camp. So I think there will be games, for the Indian senior team, and then your under 23 team can play the SAFF Championship. So I think that's the thing. And there's another question I think which I missed. So that's on the Manolo Marcus, Bengaluru FC, and on Hyderabad FC. So let's see. I hope that SAFF episode part 10 should come soon now, because there are lots of activities in SAFF football. Hopefully Sri Lanka get unbanned. I think I want full-fledged SAFF Championship, and they should invite at least 3 teams outside SAFF to play in the SAFF Championship. ATK Mohun Bagan can try Manolo Marcus instead of Juan. Manolo can make a great team with the kind of ATK players and budgets of ATK Mohun Bagan, prove himself in the Asian standards. I think maybe that can be a leverage, but I think if he want, he can go to Bengaluru FC. Bengaluru FC has a more professional setup than ATK Mohun Bagan. Overall, the academy is there. The first team operations, training pitches are better than what ATK Mohun Bagan have. So if you want to stay in India, I think currently, I think Bengaluru FC will be a better project for him if he wants to stay. And other thing is for me, take a break, go home, maybe try for Indian team job. I think there is no job bigger than the Indian football team. And we are entering in a cycle when it will be very critical for next 3 to 4 years. If any coach do well within India, he is going to get fantastic PR back home, and he will get a good job, good job back in Europe if he can do well with India. Have doubt, can Baiching Bhutia guide Indian clubs? Arvind Pandey, he can, of course. Baiching Bhutia have been consultant for clubs like East Bengal in past. He has his own club, United Sikkim, who used to play in I-League, but they somehow got bankrupted and they got, they stopped playing. Now they're still playing the state league. So he has done that past. Baiching Bhutia also have his soccer schools, soccer school. So I think let's see on what Baiching Bhutia does. Saying Anglian Omega Network is a parent company for Khelna on Shillong. Any insight or plans along the future? Will they invest for first team? Thanks. I think I will not give any insight to you on that. So, but say Shillong Lejong whole plan was, it was based on the young players from Northeast. So to give an example, Shillong Lejong hardly signed any players outside Northeast region. I think I remember Vishal Keth used to play for Shillong Lejong, because that time the goalkeepers were Northeast, was not at the I League level, so they used to sign goalkeepers outside Northeast region. So I think Shillong Lejong was based on Northeast player. It's a Northeast original club, and I think they will still keep those ethos together. And I think they are still have a academy going on. They still have a youth team going on, and they are qualified for the I League final round. So let's see, without any foreigners, anything. So let's see if they do well in the I League final round. You never know. Once in the I League, the investment to first team come into, then you talk about investment in first team, ISL plans and everything. That's the thing. Can Ranjit Singh coach ISL team full-fledged season? I hope so. I think too early for Ranjit Singh. Still need more coaching jobs, and maybe at the I League level first, and then see. No, Bangladesh or Argentina, have not heard anything on that. Next season, Durand Cup also in the middle of the. I don't think Durand Cup will be in the month of August. That's the window Durand Cup is given. When I League 2 will begins, I think it's a March, I think I'm told. If we want to sign up Buckingham as a national team head coach, I don't think he will accept it. He will focus more on the club. That's the thing. He's a young coach. He's a part of City Group. He will see the upward stairs towards other City Groups teams, in Spain, in other continent. So let's see. Santosh Trophy is getting interested. Yeah, good tournament going on. I think a couple of good players are there who can be part of I League. Hit piece on Sudevas is so sad. They have gone, have done good for in recent years. What hit piece means, Jasmine. I think are we hosting SAFF seniors should play, not under the can't afford not to win in home. As we are hosting SAFF, सीनियर टीम शुड प्ले. थोड़ा सा इशू है ये, आई थिंक प्रिंस प्रियदर्शी, बिकॉज आपकी सीनियर टीम इज गोइंग टू प्ले इन द हीरो इंटरकॉन्टिनेंटल कप. They will be preparing for AFC Asian Cup, so in the month of June you will already have 3 to 4 quality games in the HIC. Then there is a SAFF championship. So will you want your senior team players get fatigue, injured? It's after long season also. There's another angle is the under 20 team is playing for the Asian Games. They're preparing for Asian Games, and you can mix it up. As under 23 team players, couple of senior players who are not part of first team plans. Like Khalicha Nazri at a time. So you can mix those players and send to the SAFF championship. Yes, Kerala can qualify in the last 2 games. Yes. Where is Khalid Jamil these days? He should be used in national team setup. He is free. So Khalid, I think he's an India international. AFF knows him very well. So I think he can be, but let's see. But I'm not sure the playing style wise they will want Khalid to be a part of it. But I think as an Indian coach, he's the top Indian coach. Hardly there are many Indian pro license coach in India. Khalid is one of them. So let's see. Russia SAFF Cup I think will not be, because those games against Russia will not qualify as a FIFA international friendly. So I think that's the reason they're more of part of youth tournaments than the senior team. AFC under 23 qualifier is also important, so we have to players like Akash Apuya under 23 national team instead of national team at the same moment. Thoughts? I think it can mix off. HIC you play your best Indian team in HIC Hero International Cup. Then you send your under 23 team under 23 players like Akash, like Apuya to the under 23 team for the Asian Games, for under 23 qualifiers, and then bring them back for the international friendlies in October, November, or the World Cup qualifiers in October, November. So I think that's how their minutes will be managed. Has stadium attendance took a dip in I League and ISL? Yes, a major dip, I will say, of 40%. Do you have any about Teriman Ganjalin? थोड़ा सा reference देंगे Teriman कौन है क्या है? There's another question. What do you think of Kerala Blaster campaign this season compared to last season, Arjit? I think very, very good. And I think this is what I told last season, that fan need to be patient about Ivan, what he's trying to do, and if given him one more season, he'll do well. I think if Sandeep Singh would have not injured, by now Kerala would have by comfort sitting at the top 4 or top 3 places. They have done well throughout the season. It's just the form got dip in the crucial part, but injuries played a major role there. So I think, but they're still, I think, are a good team, and the playoff games will be very interesting. And I think I will say they need to build with Ivan. They are still not a team who can win the titles like ISL, League Shield, Trophy. They can still win ISL Trophy, but to win a League Shield, you need a good team depth in terms of players. So I think if you ask me, Kerala Blaster will need a right back in summer. They will need another midfielder in summer. If how Danish Farooq, get adjusted, and they will need another winger in summer, Indian striker. So they have with this, so they are 3 to 4 position with Kerala Blasters. If they can build upon, provide depth, I think Ivan Vukovic can give Kerala Blaster first ever ISL league sheet or ISL trophy next season. But I think ISL trophy they can still win this season also. That's my point. So I think hopefully he do well. Should we not need a proper coach for under 23 at least this year? I think we should. And I have been saying this again and again on this show for last 4-5 weeks now, that India need to have 2 coaches at least for this year. I think there is an interesting thing, Bibiano is busy with under 16 batch. He should be there. So, and other than that, I'm not sure any Indian coach impressed, how to say, impressed me throughout last few years. There is Flight Pinto, there is Vignesh. There are more coaches. So what AFF can do here? Either there's chance they can give a young Indian coach a opportunity to take care of 123 team, or bring a foreign coach. I don't think foreign coach will be suitable. So I think it will be a young Indian coach, but who will be that Indian coach? That's the big question. Nusad Musa from Bangalore FC, done good in the limited game, can be a good shout. Thongbai Singto, former Hyderabad assistant coach, technical director of Hyderabad, former Shillong Lejong coach, good experience in Indian football circuit, can be a good shout out to be the part of under 23 team setup, because Thongbai speaks 5 or 6 languages, worked with lots of young players at Shillong Lejong, at Hyderabad FC, so he knows how to handle young players. So I think they have to figure out a strategy, and now finalize that strategy right now. Somebody asked, I liked promotion race going to the neck now. Looks like all are out between Srinidhi and Round Glass Punjab. Srinidhi is leading on goal difference, and looks like the way Srinidhi has played, they have lost 1 game in last 5. Round Glass has drawn 2 games in last 5, and Srinidhi has lost more game. They lost 4 games. Round Glass have lost 2 games. And if talk about draw, Srinidhi drawn just 1, Round Glass drawn 4. If you talk of victory, Srinidhi got 12 wins, Round Glass got 11 wins. So I think it's a neck-to-neck fight, and 2 teams are getting relegated also. So it looks like Sudheva Delhi and KNTV FC is going down. And, so 22 games are there. So there's still 3 to 5 games to set to go, and 5 games, it can change. Mathematically, 5 games means Gokulam is still in the title race, or Chachil Brothers is still in the title race. To say Trau can say still in the title race if mathematically I say, but looks like the form and everything it's between Srinidhi and Round Glass Punjab. I think Round Glass Punjab, if they can sort out their home stadium in Punjab, perfect suit for the ISL, a big corporate house, a club in a city where football doesn't have a big footprint right now, a club in a region, North India, where there's no ISL club. So I think it's interesting, but I think it's on a merit. So whoever you want, they should win the games and qualify. Let's come to Sudheva Delhi FC ka fiasco. I think some people are asking my opinion on the same. If Srinidhi can qualify for ISL will dominate South India. No teams from North India. I hope Punjab qualifies. Akshay, what is different between foreign coach and Indian pro license like Khalid Jamil? So let me put what is different. So there is not much difference. So for example, UEFA pro license is equivalent according to FIFA. All the continental federations, AFC, UEFA, have their coaching badges. Okay, so let's take example from India. For example, India have lowest is AIFF E or D. I am not sure, but there's a license from AIFF. Then there is AFC C. And I'm not sure AFC provide D anymore. AFC C license. There is 2 tier before C. Then, and you can't just take license like that. कि आज मैं C ले लूँ, कल B ले लूँ, कल A ले लूँ, परसों Pro ले लूँ. So all the license have minimum requirement. So once you have AIFF D, after D license you pass your exams and everything. You need to do minimum number of coaching, a coach academy or team to be eligible for AFC C. So then you go to AFCC license, exam, practical, you give everything, there's a theory classes and everything, 7-day, 10-day camp, then there's the result will come, then you'll pass AFCC license. After getting AFCC license, you have to coach couple of years, academy team or I-League team or second tier team, any team, आपको coach करनी पड़ेगी, then you will be eligible for AFC B licensed. ठीक है, once you get a AFC B license, then there will be, that you have to coach I-League level, I-League U teams, I-League second tier side, second division team, for a couple of years, then you get eligible for A license. And when you do A license, then you have to coach I League team, ISL teams, youth level, at level for a couple of years, and then you are eligible for pro license. So ये कहानी ये है कि प्रो लाइसेंस की जर्नी 10 साल की होती है, एंड इंडिया में हार्डली फिंगर पे आप कोच गिन सकते हो हु आर द कोचेस विद द प्रो लाइसेंस. सो आई थिंक रिसेंटली द सुदेवा दिल्ली कोच, इफ आई रिमेंबर, शंकरलाल चक्रवर्ती, इफ हिज नेम, ही गॉट द प्रो लाइसेंस नाउ. सो उससे पहले एक बैच होता था, आई थिंक 2013 में वो बैच गया था रॉब बैन के साथ चाइना. उस बैच में 10 से 12 कोचेस थे इंडियन, एंड उसमें से बहुत कम कोचेस अभी एक्टिव हैं जिनको प्रो लाइसेंस मिला है. डेरिक परेरा, खलीद जमील, थोंगबाई सिंगटो, आई थिंक दीज 3 नेम्स, प्रोमिनेंट नेम, आई कैन अभी मुझे याद आ रहा है जिन पे इंडिया में प्रो लाइसेंस है. सो व्हाट फीफा सेज, AFC प्रो लाइसेंस इज इक्विवेलेंट टू UEFA प्रो लाइसेंस, इन टर्म्स ऑफ एजुकेशन. जैसे डिग्री होती है, आपकी इंजीनियरिंग है, अगर आप इंजीनियर हो इंडिया में तो आप बाहर भी इंजीनियर हो. इंजीनियरिंग डिग्री इज इक्विवेलेंट डिग्री, एंड फॉर एग्जांपल आप MBBS की डिग्री लेते हो, अगर आप यूक्रेन में, अभी काफी इंडियन स्टूडेंट यूक्रेन गए थे डिग्री लेने के लिए, MBBS की बहुत ईजी है, सब कुछ है, तो वहां की MBBS की डिग्री, इंडिया की MBBS डिग्री इक्विवेलेंट है. बट उसके बावजूद जब यूक्रेन से वापस आते हैं ये MBBS के स्टूडेंट, उनको इंडिया में एग्जाम देना होता है टू वैलिडेट दैट यूक्रेन MBBS डिग्री इन इंडिया. बट अकॉर्डिंग टू फीफा, इफ यू हैव UEFA प्रो लाइसेंस and if you have AFC pro license, it's equivalent in terms of the qualification. To give an example, Pradyum Reddy had I think if I remember UEFA licensed, and जैसे अब इंग्लैंड की बात कर लें, यूके में क्या होता है, FA level 1 होता है, FA level 2 होता है, then you go to UEFA D, C, B, A, similar process like what AFC has. The difference in UEFA is also one thing. For example, let's take example for Premier League clubs. Michael Carrick, for example, his coach, he's a pro license coach, I think now, if I remember correctly. So in Europe में क्या होता है, by the time player reach 30, 31, they have good people around them and they guide the player what they can do after they get retired. So if somebody wants to get into coaching, they start their coaching license by the time they're 30, 31. They start giving coaching sessions in the youth academy of the club, and they start preparing for FA level 2, FA level 1, then UEFA D, C, A, B. By the time they retired, they already will have UEFA B or C, or UEFA A in some cases, and that's how you see the European players, like for example, Company is coaching in the Burnley, Michael Carrick is coaching in Middlesbrough, so they straight away will get UEFA A and UEFA Pro license, and that's how they do. But India mein, Asia mein, our players are not that guided well, so they take a time, they take a time to take these licenses, and that's why the India has hardly any coach with pro license, hopefully, and that's also important part of the future of Indian football. We need more pro license coaches, so I think hopefully they will do it very soon. भाई कितना टीम है आई लीग में इस टाइम पे टोटल 12 टीम है, ठीक है. मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, टीमों के नाम भी ले लेता हूँ जिनको पता नहीं है. देयर इज टीम इन Srinidhi Deccan Club from Hyderabad, number 1 with 37 points. Roundglass Punjab, 37 points. Number 2, Gokulam Kerala, number 3 with 27 points. Churchill Brothers FC Goa, what a name, 26 points. Number 3, Trau from Manipur, 26 points. 5th, Aizawl FC, 23 points for Mizoram. Niroka FC from Manipur, 21.7. Mohammedan Sporting, what a fall for a giant, 20 points. 8th, Real Kashmir FC, 20 points. 9th, Rajasthan United Football Club, 18 points. They are 10th. Kankere FC from Mumbai, 14 points. 11th, Sudeva Delhi FC, 9 point. 12th. So दो टीमें relegate होने वाली है for now. So it looks like at this stage Kankere and Sudeva Delhi FC are going down, and at this stage Srinidhi Deccan FC is going to ISL on the basis of goal difference. So that's the thing. Bhaiya, which national NIT I choose for best football environment? I think NIT Hamirpur has a good football team, if I remember correctly. One of my friends used to study there. So I think most of the NITs will have a good sports facilities. So itna koi issue nahi hai bhai, Mishra bhai. In ISL, if two teams have same points, then head-to-head is counted. In I-League, GD is counted, right? लोग ये चीज एक बार चेक करनी पड़ेगी. Exact criteria. Let me just check because I don't want to give factual error on live, so let me just check for my notes and the database with I have, that's how they're doing it. No, it's head-to-head points, then head-to-head goal difference, then goal difference, and then number of goals scored, and then drawing the lots in I League also, similar like ISL. So that's I think in the I bring three man for podcast. गौरव जैन किसकी बात कर रहे हो भाई, थोड़ा डिटेल दे दो. NIT Arunachal won football tournament and guess I think NIT Arunachal is also good, and considering you are northeast, that's a football hub, you know. What's your mother tongue? So I think mother tongue is Gadwali, I will say, and or Hindi also. So it's Gadwali and Hindi, and then of course English. So it's a more of a professional language. Mohammedan this season is full of upset, not only for them, for other two Kolkata Giant also. Srinidhi and Hyderabad home ground in same state. I think nobody knows. You know, Srinidhi have their own facilities, so they can get their own stadium ready. But can they get it by the time they play ISL next season? That's a question mark. So I think nobody knows how they're going to do it. Do you have any idea about Triman Ranveer? Is really giving us Belgium passport? Acha. Okay, another Indian origin player in the news. Maybe, I don't know, because लोग हवा बोलते रहते हैं. फुटबॉल एक्सप्रेस कोई आर्टिकल किया, इज ओपन upon his dream of playing for Indian football team. भाई बहुत, मैं honestly बता रहा हूँ, please get out of the Indian player origin boat. मुझे बहुत दुख हुआ है. मैं खुद इस बोट में 7 से 8 साल था. मैं नितिन संसरा, हरमीत सिंह को खुद से बात करता था, उनको बोलता था प्लीज प्लीज इंडियन पासपोर्ट लो. And when I talk to these footballers, I also knew that why they're not leaving their the original passport for Indian passport. You know, and I think you know, I have not heard about this lad. Hopefully he's a good footballer, you know, and if he's a Belgian passport holder, you know, I don't know, leaving Indian passport depends on, you know, depends on various factors. Is he good enough to play for Indian football team? We have seen these, you know, these players coming from Europe, and I think people will remember who watch I League, Varun Mehta, Ankit Sharma. These players were playing in Spain, making rounds in 2012-13. When they came to India, they, you know, enabled to even crack a trial at I League second division that time. You know, so I'm not doubting the quality of the lad, but I've not seen him play, so I can't say how good he is, how well he is. That's one thing. Second thing, is he eligible for India? मतलब Indian passport सिर्फ ऐसे ही नहीं होता है. You should have OCI card first, और आपके फैमिली में मदर फादर और ग्रैंडफादर में किसी ना किसी का इंडिया में बॉर्न होना या उनका पासपोर्ट होना चाहिए. कुछ देयर आर द क्राइटेरियाज टू गेट पासपोर्ट क्विकली. सो विच टेक्निकलिटीज आई डोंट नो. So I can't say that he's taking Indian passport or not. Even if he's taking Indian passport, it is not easy to take. Time lag jata hai aane mein, you know. The only successful example we have is Arata Arzumi or Nilkant, who played in I League for Pune FC, who married to the Indian girl, who had a, if I remember correctly, Indian father, if I'm fine, and Japanese mother, and he eventually applied for Indian passport. It took 3 to 4 years for him to take the Indian passport and to play for India. Then he did create history, and he became the first Indian origin player who born outside India to play for India at the senior level. So I don't know anything about Tanveer, you know, potential, where did he play and what he do, you know. So I don't know. So hopefully he is a good player, and hopefully if he's good enough, he should be taking the Indian passport. But just because he's taking his Indian passport will not give him selection to the Indian football team. He need to prove himself, because I have not heard anything about his playing career. So I don't know, because see, player can claim that he played in this level and he done that until, let's say, a professional contract with any European club at the Europe level, for example at the second tier in Belgium, even third tier in Belgium, then we can say, you know, okay, that lad is good. But you're playing for university football, you're playing in private leagues, I can't say anything, you know, because it's tough to get a scouting report on a player, or from a scouts or from agents who watch those professional football. So that's one thing. So quality, I don't know, you know. You can get how to say, you can get a good video comp made. मिश्रा भाई, बहुत मैं आपका ही बनवा दूंगा अगर आपको बनवाना है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. But I'm just saying, I don't know, he can be good, he should be good, but अगर if he's taking Indian passport, he should do it quickly and then see if he can play in I League or ISL. If he's good enough, then maybe then he can play for India, you know, and that's my whole point. So hopefully he will do that. And मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकता because मैंने कभी खेलते हुए देखा नहीं है, and sadly I don't go with the, you know, the flow of players. As I said, I have been the boat of this player origin playing for India, and मैं random players की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. In my college days I used to reach out to Harmeet Singh, Nathan Sansara was playing in England Championship. Harmeet Singh was at that time was called Norwegian Iniesta. He played against Barcelona and scored penalty, and that time was linked with FC Barcelona. Can you imagine an Indian origin player getting linked with Barcelona? And I will tell, I've seen Indian origin players. Harmeet Singh was the best we have seen in recent time, in last 20 years. I think, of course, Michael Chopra was there, who has done so well at the championship in England. But I think those players who are that quality, who are linked with top clubs like Harmeet Singh, and Harmeet Singh can speak very good Punjabi, by the way. I don't know where he's right now. He had a one cap for Norway though. I don't know he's eligible for India anymore, but I think his injuries and everything, his injuries and everything, I'm not sure what happened, but I think, those players told me that, they are the professional level at Europe. They were playing. Harmeet Singh was he was at a time was one of the best midfielder in Norwegian top league, 2013-14, when he linked with FC Barcelona. And a couple of career moves he made didn't work out, and that's a career didn't went to that way that it should be. So I don't know about this lad. Hopefully Tanveer, whatever, if his name is Triman Ranveer, if he has, people are saying he's applied for Indian passport. So I think it's a great. I think hopefully he'll go and play for Indian team if he's good enough. So let's see. I can't judge a player based on the video reel. That's sadly my choice. So I think if he's good enough, he should play for India. But if he's not, we can't say anything. Why if he's playing age fraud players or age fraud team, I don't know. Update on Kerala with foreign players contract extension, if any. I think already जो players हैं, there are some players already in the multi-year contract, so I don't think there is much talks right now. And considering it's a bad time to talk for contract extension, because then they are in this race and you don't want to confuse your players with the contract extension. So let's see. भाई सिद्धार्थ बपोदा ईस्ट बंगाल के लिए ट्रायल दिया है, स्पेनिश इंडियन प्लेयर है, वेल प्लेड. आई थिंक यस, दैट आई एम अवेयर. एंड ऐसे और प्लेयर्स भी रहे हैं. स्पेन में तो बहुत ईजी है यार. स्पेन में एक्चुअली क्या होता है, मैं आपको एक बताता हूँ, सैडली आप लोगों को पता ना हो, पर आपको हकीकत बताता हूँ. या स्पेन में क्या होता है, देयर इज अ यूनिवर्सिटीज, ओके, सो दे से दैट there is a pay lineup announced. Siddharth, I'm coming to your lineup thing, sorry, but I'm just want to close this topic. Siddharth bhai, sorry. स्पेन में क्या होता है, आप यूनिवर्सिटी जाओ, आप किसी भी डिग्री में एडमिशन ले लो, एंड देयर इंटरनेशनल टीम्स फॉर ईच एंड एवरी क्लब्स. तो जो भी टायर 2 क्लब्स हैं सेकेंडा डिवीजन में, उनकी एक इंटरनेशनल टीम होती है. उस इंटरनेशनल टीम में ये बच्चे जो यूनिवर्सिटीज खेलते हैं, दे पे एंड प्ले, ओके, जो एंड वो खेलती हैं स्पेन में 8th डिवीजन 9th डिवीजन, दे यूज्ड टू प्ले. ठीक है, वहां हर टीम की एक इंटरनेशनल टीम होती है. फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर से मुंबई सिटी एफसी हैव अ इंटरनेशनल टीम इन इंडिया, एंड उसमें वो इंडियन जो मुंबई में फॉरेनर्स पढ़ रहे हैं वो लोग खेल रहे हैं, और वो एमडीएफए कोई डिवीजन खेल रहे हैं विद द इंटरनेशनल टीम, and they can go back home that you played for Mumbai City FC in India, but nobody asks which level and everything. So Spain have this structure where you can pay and play, and this is good level. They do it, at the 6th, 7th tier Spanish leagues. You can do that, and that's how these many Indian players, not now, 10 years ago, 2012-11 में भी मुझे ऐसे इंडियन प्लेयर्स थे जो स्पेन में खेल रहे थे, एंड वी वर क्रेजी फॉर देम. We were crazy that I have 2 names I always can't forget. One in Mehta and Ankit Sharma. And I remember Ankit Sharma coming to India, and MP United was a club which he gave a trial and he didn't cracked. He not able to get a deal with MP United in 2nd division that time, and we were very excited for these Indian kids who are playing in Spain. And then eventually, when we dig, then we find out Spain में ये सब भी होता है that you can play in these international teams, make a football career or something, and then grab a headlines of articles. So that's how I have broken my heart multiple times. So I can't say that that I'm excited about Indian players. Yeah, to give an example, when I will be excited, I will tell you. If Yan Dhanda comes and says, I want to take Indian passport, I'm taking Indian passport, I'm applying for Indian passport, then I will be excited. Why? Yan Dhanda is playing at the professional level already. He is already proven that he can play in championship. Championship is a great level for a football in world football. Then I will excited. But instead of when these random players, I'm not saying random players, when the players we don't know, all of a sudden come in the news. I have seen this picture before, so I don't know. So that's my personal opinion. Let's come to the lineup, as Siddharth has been requesting again. Where to rank this Mumbai City's best Indian club sides in history? I think tough to do, Akshat, because this is one season. I will want to see them what they can do. Say, Best Indian sides, I will say, who has done well in the Asias, Dampo went to the semi-final of the AFC Cup from the West group, West Asian group. That's one thing. East Bengal, Bengaluru FC. In recent time, I'm saying. So these are the Indian team I will always value because they have done, they have done well in the Asia, and that's where I think what Mumbai City FC will do in AFC Champions League if they go there, that will be important for me. Harmeet Singh first gen से without club है और उसका last club नॉर्वे फर्स्ट टायर का था. I know, and he is a great lad, talked multiple time, speaks very good Punjabi, and he is desi by heart. ठीक है, एक बार straight away point पे बोल देता हूँ. But his career, some moves which he made, some he was struck in some deals which he was not aware. That move to Netherlands, by the way, Feyenoord he went, I think didn't work out. That time he was in demand from Championship, from La Liga, from other leagues, and he went to there and it didn't work out for him. Actually on Wikipedia, FIFA World Cup qualifier starting for November, but no special preparation from AFF from team. That will also mean Steamac will stay till World Cup qualifiers over. Mr. A, abhi tak jo I am aware, he is staying till the AFC Asian Cup. There is no confirmation of that he is staying post AFC Asian Cup. Khalid Bibiano, who is best? Why our women's team is continuously losing to Nepal? I will go with Khalid at the club level, Bibiano at the youth level of Indian football team. Women's team, Nepal is improving and we are declining at the women's level. Khalid Jamil is UEFA Pro license, by the way. I don't know because Khalid has a license AFC Pro. That's I'm aware. I don't know how come UEFA Pro, because I remember him having some kind of coaching stint in and Khalid was also born in Kuwait, by the way. So let me check that if he has, I don't know, मुझे नहीं लगता कि Khalid Jamil has a UEFA Pro license. Is AFC Pro license, which I'm aware with Khalid did in let me check, in 2013. I think yes, Khalid Jamil has a AFC Pro license. That I can confirm, and I remember him, getting that license. And I think there is Nosad Musa, Santosh Kashyap are the three again more coaches who have the UFC Pro license. Let me check if I can get a date. Because getting an AFC Pro license in India was not easy. Yes. 2014 was the year when he got the Pro license, and let me check. There is Hilal Rasul Perez also with the AFC Pro license. Then there is Francine Da Costa, who is coaching in, I think he's currently coaching in he coach in Malaysia, has a Pro license. Clifford Miranda has the Pro license. So Bino George has Pro license. Herring Shanplang has a Pro license. Santosh Kashyap has the Pro license. Savio Madeira has the Pro license. Nosad Musa Pro license. Syed Sabir Pasa also have Pro license. Mariano Diaz Pro license. Henry Stanley Rosario has a Pro license. Sundaranjan has a Pro license. And Khalid Jamil has a Pro license. Thongba Singto Pro license. Derek Pereira Pro license. These are the 16 coaches which has the Pro license. And from Maharashtra, only 3 pro license coach, which is Khalid Jamil, Nosad Musa and Santosh Kashyap. And I remember this AFF 2014. Now I got that photo. Wim Kovermans took Indian coaches to China, I think, for the Pro license coach, and Khalid Jamil took the Pro license coaching certificates. I don't know how come this UEFA Pro license thing has come up. So I think let's not waste our time. Let's move. Let's move ahead to the ISL lineup which has come. Bengaluru FC and Chennai FC. Important match for FC Goa and Chennai FC. Important match for FC Goa. They have to win. Chennai FC, they were out. I think sadly, once Chennai FC looks like a going to team in top 6, they lost their form. I think injuries to a couple of players. Handling of El Khayati. I think El Khayati has been one of my favorite players this season, alongside Changte. 2 players, the favorite by performance are El Khayati and Changte for me. And Chennai FC lineup: Samik Mitra, Diane, Wala, Akash Sangwan, Coach Edwin, Sydney Thapa, Julius Duker, Jitose Singh, Vinci Barreto, Rahim Ali is getting some playing time, doing well recently, and Koane, Karikari. Thapa coming back to form is also very important. FC Goa lineup: Dheeraj, Anwar Ali, Mohammad Fares, Saritan Fernandez, Xavier Gama, Noah Ali Siddiqui, Brandon Fernandez, Ayush Chetri, Adu Bidia, Ikar, and Devender. They are centre forward. There's a battle between the two Indian captains, Amrit Thapa versus Brandon Fernandez. I think good game. Important game for I will say for FC Goa. If they win today, FC Goa, so they will have 30 points. So which will put them a buffer, which will put a lot of pressure on ATK Mohun Bagan and Odisha FC, because ATK Mohun Bagan have 28 points, Odisha FC have 27. Of course, they will have a game in hand, but I think that will push them into a level that they have to win every game from if FC Goa win today. So Chennai FC is not, of course they're out of top 6 race, but they are playing. I think the Odisha FC fan, ATK Mohun Bagan fans will be supporting them, that hope FC Goa lose. So, and even for Kerala Blaster, for example, because or even Bengaluru FC, they will want FC Goa to lose so that their race to top 4 is easy. They are already qualified, these two teams, but they still need one more point each. But I think if FC Goa lose, there will be easier for all top 2 Kerala Blaster, Bengaluru FC to qualify. And I think big game for FC Goa. And I think battle of 2 Indian captains. Thapa is picking up some form in decent game, and let's see how this game goes. Let's take a couple of quick questions and then move on. And if you guys can make the 100 likes, it will be great. And 86% Indian our fans feel that India should stand the under 23 team in the SAFF Championship. So that's the opinion of public. Saudi Arabian rise in nation, but both club and national thoughts. I will come on that. Dheeraj's downfall is sad. I think it's a goalkeeper. Goalkeeper journeys are up and down. What happened to Nabil? Nabil is injured. Will ISL quality drop in future? Clubs didn't become sustainable. Can be yes, can be no, but if club wants to become sustainable, the quality will go up and down sometimes. Please do a major show on state league. Kerala, Mizo, Bangalore, Delhi, Manipur, Goa, best Indian players in these leagues, top scorer, top assist maker. करेंगे कुछ ना कुछ करेंगे उसके बारे में. Chinmay Vlogs, I have given the Bangalore FC head coach update. I will just make you updated again. Manolo Marquez looks like he's not staying in India, so that's deal to Bangalore versus Manolo Marquez. It looks like can be called off. Simon Grayson has an automatic extension on his contract based on performance criteria. Exact criteria I'm not aware, so let's see what is that. It can be top 4, it can be final, it can be semi-final, so that's we don't know about, so but he can be extended if he can do some performance criteria this season. Thongba Singto's ideal choice for under 23. I think he is a good choice. Thongba Singto. Khalid Jamil is also. Clifford Miranda, I'm told he has the pro license. I've just read somewhere, but I can't confirm it. That's not my information. Read on internet, so not my information. The coaches which I'm aware, I've told about, the batch of 2014. I will say the coaches I'm aware, and a couple of coaches are done after then. Mohammad Neville is injured. Violet Dika, Lesochik is available for ATK Mohun Bagan. Touch and go. They might not risk it. I think Kerala Blasters, they will keep it from the playoff, and even if play, he will play limited minutes, I will say. Or Saudi Arabia rise. I think Saudi Arabia always have been a good Asian team. Regularly World Cup खेलते आ रहे हैं. JR Tamil. Of course, the club football, the money, the oil money has come. So of course, and they want to host a World Cup, so 2030 World Cup. So that's why they're putting lots of money now, getting Newcastle, bidding for clubs, bringing Ronaldo to Saudi League. That's the same reason, and they want to put themselves alongside Qatar, UAE as a hub for the sports going ahead. Indian players settling from I League to ISL. Navneet, can you आप अपना क्वेश्चन थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं, वो बेटर रहेगा. Jayati single-handedly would have taken them playoff if he was fit. Alok agreed. Is Sudeva Spanish team playing at a good level? They are the 6th tier if I am not remember correctly. Johnson have to check that. Kabir Nath, नहीं भाई नहीं जानता, sorry. Why player like Devjit Ghosh, Mehtab, Hussain, Krishnan Day, etc. Bengal is not able to put it these days? I think ये भी I think काफी बड़ी case study होनी चाहिए. And Kerala has now started producing footballers again, good footballers at a good level. Bengal, of course, still have that representation in ISL and I League as a footballer. But sadly, once upon a time, the top Indian players, Indian midfielders especially used to come from Bengal. They are nowhere to be seen now, and Bengal being the football hub in India, I still feel the more Bengali players have to come, and sadly, I think there's a Prashanjit Chakravarti hota tha ek ladka. I don't know how many of you know him. I think he joined Chennai FC. He was part of Anirudh Thapa batch under 16 level. Dheeraj, Anirudh Thapa, Prashanjit Chakravarti, Deepinder Negi, Krishna, and these were the players, Bodo. तो उसमें एक player होता था प्रशंजीत चक्रवर्ती. He used to play 8 and number 10. And he was a good player, but sadly he also fell out. Now he's nowhere to be seen. So I think that's the last memory of a good Bengali player coming from the youth level. But let's see. I think Bengal have been a hub of football. They will have to produce a good footballers if the football it's still alive in Bengal, but if it has to go to the next level. ATK Mohun Bagan have a very good financial backing. At least they can easily build a residential academy, work to develop football in West Bengal. Kalyan Chaubey should talk to the owner. बहुत कॉमन सेंस है नीतीश भाई. आपने कुछ साइंस नहीं बोली, बट सैडली इस लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता जिसके पास जो पावर पे बैठे उनके लिए. Bengal is not producing good football and cricketers anymore, says Prince Priyadarshini. Can be said. Komal Tatal last was injured, so let's exact relation I don't know. Shubha Paul is from Bengal, but you can't call him top footballer. He's still not top Indian player for me. Still far away from that. Sudeva Delhi. Sudeva doing good job for Indian for last few years. 3 players at national team from Sudeva, Guethe, Karaye. They also scouted in Nagaland, Ladakh last year. There's a difference between running academy and running a football club, which I think Sudeva knows now. Sometimes it's better to be academy, play in the second division team, build players, make a legacy, and then if you get a good investors, then come to the club level. Club level is altogether a different ball game than running an academy. And if Sudeva is good in running academy, they should stick to it. To give an example, Minerva Punjab FC got separated. Minerva Academy is continuous academy because they feel that it's better to run academy. So I think maybe Sudeva will have experience now. If they get relegated, I think they should focus on their academy system, which is good, and build players, and then see later on if they can, come into club football. How much money does ISL club spend annually, Ganjalin? वेरी है, ठीक है. मैं स्ट्रेट अवे कर देता हूँ आपको हिसाब किताब कैसा है. एवरेज ISL क्लब 12 crores they are spending on salaries. Average. I'm saying average club, not ATK Mumbai City. The 12 to 13 crores on the salaries annually. Plus 2 crores on the coaching staff. 15 crores for the youth teams and everything. Then I will say they're spending on stadium training pitches around 3 to 4 crores. On stadium training pitches, youth team training, ground match, that's thing. And I think it should be between 20-25 crores. Around. I think this should be an exact cost we can't give. So that's the thing. 20-25 crores. So on average ISL team spending. The article on Sudhir is about defamatory. I felt they never mentioned the good stuff. That's the thing. That's how the media work, and that's how we don't do, by the way. So once we do that, we have to see the other side of story. I think they had a quotes from the owners also. They'd reach out to the owner, and owner didn't deny that salaries are not paid. So he said salary will be paid, everybody will paid. But I think if that's the thing, if players are not paid, they will leak this kind of information. Bhaiya, can I arrange a football show with Indian origin players? I think I can talk to Harmeet Bhai to be here and to tell that how do we feel, what he has felt. He was so close for that reaching the top level as an Indian player. So maybe one day Harmeet Singh, if he come to India for sure, but maybe on Zoom or something. अरे BSC के वर्ष के मैच में लफड़ा हो गया यार. जो भी हो अच्छा नहीं हुआ. हंस रहे हैं आप भी हंस रहे हो तो मुझे हंसी आ गई. I think the culture of home and away fans, clubs have to take seriously. League has to take a salary. There are hooligans in everywhere in the world. So for example, English fans, वो हर जगह जाते हैं, पिटते हैं. And national team club level, they go to the different places. तो मार खाते ही खाते हैं because beer पी के टल्ली हो जाते हैं. But sadly, this is not a case of people drinking and then fighting. This is a case of in the stadium. And I am not taking side if somebody has done, and we don't know full story as of now. The clubs have taken out statement. I was a bit surprised that the other people have given the statement. If both the clubs have released a common statement, if they're saying they're looking into the matter, I think we should wait to find out what's actual happened. And if you guys remember, if I told that time, the outside clubs don't have police inside a stadium to manage the security. I'm told there was a bouncers from Bengaluru SC security agency, not a police in the stadium. And that's how these bouncers, they don't train that way. The way फुटबॉल में बाहर यूरोप में जो होते हैं स्टेडियम में स्टूवर्ड्स जिन्हें बोलते हैं, दे आर ट्रेन टू हैंडल दिस सिचुएशन. दिस बाउंसर्स आर द सेम बाउंसर जो बार्स के बाहर खड़े होते हैं, जो सलमान खान के इवेंट में खड़े होते हैं. दे डोंट नो एनीथिंग टू डू हाउ टू मैनेज दिस सिचुएशन, सैडली. एंड दैट्स द रीजन दैट थिंग हैपेंड. व्हाई डू प्लेयर्स इन यूरोप ग्रो एक्सपोनेंशियली फ्रॉम 16 to 20? व्हाई प्लेयर्स इन इंडिया अनएबल टू ग्रो? कुमार रेड्डी. सिंपल सवाल है, प्लेइंग टाइम. when player is 16 to 22. I think let's take an example of Garnacho, for example, and I will take Manchester United players. Look, I follow Manchester United very closely. Garnacho was at Atletico Madrid, and he was done a mega move to Manchester United when he was 16. When he was 18, 18 I think, right? 18, एक साल पहले ही move किया. So once the reason he left Atletico Madrid to join Manchester United in England, considering he has a Spanish heritage and the Argentine heritage. Not many players with a South American connection go to England at the youth level. The reason he left the Atletico Madrid to go to Manchester, because he was told a clear pathway by Manchester United officials that he will have a shout on first team in 2 years. And he's literally playing for Manchester United first team now when he's just, I think he's 19, Garnacho. He's 19 if I remember, because I'm sure he can't. He's 18 now, so he will be 19 in 1st of July. So when he joined Manchester United, from Atletico Madrid, he joined Atletico Madrid from Getafe in 2015. In 2020 October, he joined Manchester United, and now you can see that in just 2 years he's playing for Manchester United first team, and he's just 18. And here we're talking our 18, 19-year-olds when they, first of all, our 18, 19-year-old on paper sometime are 20, 21. They are already not at the real age because we know the actual reasons. ठीक है, वो already they are not the correct age. That's first thing. Second thing, when they're 18, 19, on paper they are actually 16, 17. They're playing for India under 16 team, under 17 youth leagues. So development will not happen. They're playing against kids at the under 16 level, and they dominate those kids, do well at under 16 level, and once they reach under 19 level, they are 2022 or 2021 in the actual age wise in that time. But they are also playing as 18, 19-year-old kids. So 18, 19-year-old kids and 2022 over kids, ज़्यादा physical difference नहीं रहता. And then they struggled at under 19 level, international level. So I think age fraud major reason है कि Indian youth level के players 16 से 19 development नहीं कर पाते हैं. Second thing is, I think I will say the number of first team games or quality games. Our U team players hardly plays 30 to 40 games in a season. Leave about quality, वो किसी भी level पे 30 to 40 games नहीं खेलते हैं. I think two major reason I feel this is and there's no clear path away for the players to the first team, And this is about Garnacho. When he signed for Manchester United, his first priority was to figure out that if he can get into first team. He didn't saw pathway in the Atletico Madrid first team. He went to Manchester United based on chances to play for the first team. हमारे यहाँ क्या होते हैं, हमारे young player when they 18, 19, they sign fat 5-year deal, 40 lakh, 50 lakh, 60 lakh, 70 lakhs with the big ISL teams. 5-year deals. For the 5 years, they will not going to play 10 games. The example of Sumit Rathi, example of Komal Thatal, example of Boris Singh is in front of us, So that's the thing. Players are not smart enough to choose their, choose their next club. And I think until the smartness come, until they remove age fraud from our system, we can't say that the development from 16 to 19 will be the similar pace to the European football. सबको पता है गेम टाइम का प्रॉब्लम है, पर या फिर वो क्यों नहीं, कॉमन सेंस. Hopefully, new regime will change that. Are FC Madras building a world-class football academy Mahabalipuram. Wasim bhai, have to check. Sorry. Thoughts on development of teams like KBFC and BFC. TT and Musa doing a good job. Is a structure in place now? Bangalore FC had a structure, I will say. Kerala Blaster, I will say they're now getting a structure in place. So that's straight away a thing, and they have to continue doing it. They have a U teams now. They have a B team playing in the state league, and I think that's the way. Kerala Blaster can be a first team in India who can sustain themselves. They have everything on plate. They just have to be consistent enough to be part of top 4 race. Build slowly. Don't break the bank for the players, focus on Kerala grassroots football, and I think if they can focus on that, they will not need players from outside Kerala in 5 years. If they can build their own academy, get a local talent playing for them, Kerala has enough talent in Kerala to have their own Keralite players in their 11 to play at the ISL level. In 5 years, if they can focus, I think they can do that. I think Kerala is the only, I think other than maybe Goa and Northeast की कहानी लगे पास. मैं अगर अभी जो बाकी 10 clubs हैं, जो सारे clubs हैं, I think Goa and Kerala Blasters are 2 clubs which I can see in say in 5 years, 5 years time, playing 7 own players from their own state, 5 to 7 years time. I think they have that potential in both the states. If can done properly, it can be, it is doable. I feel so. But if that, for that you need a very strong grassroots football pipeline, and I think that's my personal opinion. And I think if they can do that, see how much money they will save if they can do that. Which team is going to relegate first from ISL according to everyone knows? At this stage, I think it's Northeast United. आप कहाँ से हो? प्रांजल भाई मैं देहरादून से हूँ एंड अभी दिल्ली में रहता हूँ. टेल अबाउट फील्ड्स ऑफ ड्रीम. विल दे रेनोवेट ऑल फुटबॉल पिचेस? दे हैव अ प्लान टू रेनोवेट all football pitches. Will need a more CSR companies to come together to do so. Of course, they don't have enough budget to do it all pitches, but they're trying to so. So they want to bring other corporates together. African countries good in football, but still India is not good in it. I am saying because some African countries are poor, but still they have a good quality players. So I mean about investment, I'm not shaming them. रोशनी ग्रीस. सो इसका एक थोड़ा सा मुद्दा है. अफ्रीकन्स आर individually very good in football because the stamina wise, the body type they have is suited for football, you know. So आप देख लो फ्रांस की जो टीम थी which won the 2018 World Cup has majority you know Africans origin players in the team, but they somehow never click for their international teams, you know. And the reason means how to say, the reason means they're not able to replicate the similar form. But now the African teams are doing it. They're bringing their best European talents straight away to their early age to their national team. So I think what I see, the African natural body type is in a way कि वहाँ फुटबॉल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की वैल्यू उतनी कम है. बट आप यकीन नहीं मानोगे, आप नाइजीरिया जाओगे. आई नो आप एजेंट, आई नो हु गोज टू नाइजीरिया एवरी ईयर टू स्काउट प्लेयर्स. दे आर ओनली वे to live a good life in Africa nowadays in some countries is to play football and go to Europe. That's the only way they have it. And that's like a do or die. You know, if they don't do the football, their life is, you know, all gone. It will zero. So that's how it's a fight of survival for them. And that's how they do everything to become a good footballer. And I think, you know, that's the reason because it's a fight of survival, as simple as that, you know. And that's how they become a footballer. भाई मैं कोशिश करता हूँ यार हिंदी में बोलने की, मुनमुन भाई जितने में, बट देन पीपल से इंग्लिश में बोलो, हिंदी में बोलो, सो आई मिक्स इट अप बीच में. प्रांजल भाई नहीं पता यार, मैं देहरादून में रहता नहीं हूँ बिकॉज आई लेफ्ट देहरादून इन 2011 फॉर माई स्टडीज एंड देन नाउ वर्किंग हियर. हाउ कैन वी कैन हेल्प इंडियन एज एन इंडियन फुटबॉल फैन? आई थिंक मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ एंड विच आई ऑल्सो वॉन्ट टू डू पर्सनली इज दैट कैन वी स्टार्ट मेकिंग अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल. मैंने बहुत किया है. आई हैव इंट्रोड्यूस पीपल टू द इंडियन फुटबॉल. नेशनल टीम के मैच पे घर पे अपनी स्ट्रीमिंग वगैरह रखो या एक पार्टी रखो, हाउस पार्टी, एंड इनवाइट पीपल टू वॉच इंडिया. गाली देंगे, सब कुछ देंगे, पर उन्हें बोला यार हमारी टीम है. अगर आप उन्हें गाली भी दोगे, कुछ भी दोगे, आपको बुरा लग रहा है कैसे भी खेल रहे हैं, बट दैट्स इंडिया. अच्छा खेले बुरा खेले, है तो हमारी टीम. एंड आपको वो प्राइड, वो गूज बम शायद ब्राजील के नेशनल एंथम को सुन के नहीं मिलेगी जो कि इंडियन नेशनल एंथम को सुन के मिलेगी एक फुटबॉल मैच में. तो वो एक्सपीरियंस आपको कोई नहीं दे सकता, ना मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड, ना ब्राजील, ना अर्जेंटीना. वो इंडियन टीम ही दे सकती है. अच्छा खेले बुरा खेले कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, आप देखो तो सही, आप सपोर्ट तो करो. और स्टेडियम में जो मैच देखने का एक्सपीरियंस है वो टीवी पे नहीं है. दैट्स द रीजन डेस बकिंगम इज गोइंग टू ईच एंड एवरी आईएसएल गेम. पीपल से ही इज एवरीवेयर. दे आर 10 डेस बकिंगम एंड वो जगह जगह घूम रहे हैं मैच देखने के लिए. दैट्स द रीजन यू वांट टू वॉच ऑन स्टेडियम. इट्स अ टोटल डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस. सो वन टीम, bring your friends, introduce them to Indian football some way, another way. That's one. Second, go and watch your local football. If there's a local football tournament, organize a again small party and watch those games. I think these two ways straight away Indian football fan can bring, you know, difference in Indian football. We are to new standard FIFA standard vision 2026 vision ही है भाई, अभी तक तो कोई सुनने में आया नहीं है. अफ्रीका में अपनी गली मोहल्ले में खेल के बड़े होते हैं, वैसा स्किल अकेडमी में डेवलप नहीं हो सकता. आई थिंक वो अफ्रीका में अकेडमीज हैं, बहुत अकेडमीज हैं. गली मोहल्ले वाला जो गेम है वो ब्राजील में ज़्यादा है. दे प्ले स्ट्रीट फुटबॉल अ लॉट. विल देयर बी एनी फुटबॉल स्पेसिफिक स्टेडियम बिल्ड इन इंडिया? देयर आर प्लान बट वी डोंट नो. देहरादून से कर्मा रैपर भी है, उसके साथ मिल के खेलना होगा, रैप सॉन्ग बनाओ, 1 मिलियन व्यूज मिनिमम. दीपेश भाई कोशिश की जा सकती है. केरला लास्ट गोकुलम केरला विल बी बीस्ट बट सैड विद द गोकुलम केरला परफॉर्मेंस दिस सीजन. भाई प्रांजल भाई आप ही बता दो डीएम का नाम. उड़ीसा इज इंप्रूविंग ऑल स्पोर्ट्स स्लोली एंड गुड गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट. आई थिंक दैट्स उड़ीसा government and the sports is a good story which can be sold to the brands, which can be sold to the state governments to be done. Same thing I think AFF is doing with Manipur and other state government to be in football now. If Northeast became a stable team, it will easily fill the Indira Gandhi Stadium. Any news on new owners? Nitish Sharma, I'm also waiting for news, not getting any news. Goa out of Santosh Trophy, lost to AP in beach football views. माई व्यू सिंपल, गोवा के बेस्ट प्लेयर उनकी स्टेट टीम में खेलते नहीं है, बस गोवा प्रो लीग भी चल रही होती है, सेकंड टायर भी चल रही होती है, आई लीग गोइंग ऑन, देयर इज आईएसएल गोइंग ऑन. आई थिंक संतोष ट्रॉफी, until unless I made a youth team tournament, I will not judge those results to judge the state football right now. Because to give an example, संतोष ट्रॉफी में मनवीर सिंह बंगाल के लिए खेलते थे, वेस्ट बंगाल के लिए. नेक्स्ट थिंग, आईएसएल के 5 स्टेडियम के नाम जेलन है. बहुत सारे हैं आईएसएल के, इंडिया में बहुत स्टेडियम के नाम जेलन हैं, बहुत सारे एयरपोर्ट के नाम जेल मतलब इंदिरा गांधी है, तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, वो तो द लेगेसी ऑफ इंडिया एंड इंडियन गवर्नमेंट्स ऑफ पास्ट. इफ नॉर्थ ईस्ट यूनाइटेड बिकम द स्टेबल टीम दैट्स हैव टेकन. सो गाइस, आई थिंक वी हैव 7:20 आईएसएल गेम स्टार्ट होने वाला है. वी हैव 113 लाइक्स. इट विल बी ग्रेट इफ यू गाइस कैन पुट द timestamp for the important topics in the comment section. Couple of last question I will take. I have ended the poll. उत्तराखंड के सीएम का नाम बताओ भाई यार. प्रांजल भाई, उत्तराखंड के सीएम धामी सर हैं, धामी जी हैं. अब इससे ज़्यादा मैं क्या बताऊं भाई, अब मेरी जनरल नॉलेज मत टच करो, मैं फुटबॉल की नॉलेज करोगे तो ज़्यादा बेटर रहेगा, ठीक है. डीएम का नाम थोड़ा मुश्किल होता जानना, बिकॉज अभी कभी काम नहीं पड़ता हमारे डीएम से, तो कैसे बताएं. बता दिया मैंने. अब आप जनरल नॉलेज फुटबॉल पे आ जाओ. सर, व्हाट इफ माइटी नॉर्थ ईस्ट साइन अ स्ट्राइकर सनी बसीन फ्रॉम दंदनादन गोल? They might win Premier League then, English Premier League. Will tickets be full seat? संतोष ट्रॉफी मुश्किल है भाई, सऊदी में इंडियन ओरिजिन लोग आएंगे, बट कितने आएंगे कुछ कह नहीं सकते हैं. भाई सैफ किस टाइम में हो सकता है? सैफ होगा जून में है सैफ की डेट्स. प्रिंस प्रियदर्शनी, until unless AFF change it. I think it can be done in August also if they can plan it only. Can anyone randomly start a youth team? But question is where we can field the team. You can start a youth team, there's a way to do it. आप कर सकते हो, NGO लेवल पे आप कर सकते हो. I think there are enough NGOs who played with good level Indian football. आप स्टार्ट करके स्टेट लेवल पे आप लीग्स होती हैं, होती नहीं क्रिकेट में होती है, पैसा देके एंट्री दो एंड देन लीग खेलो. मैंने खेला है क्रिकेट में, आई प्लेड स्टेट लेवल क्रिकेट, नेशनल लेवल क्रिकेट. सो समर्स में एवरी ईयर हम अपनी टीम बनाते थे, बिकॉज हमारा स्कूल अलाउ नहीं करता था टीम बनाना, तो हम एक अपने स्कूल के नाम से एक ऐसी टीम बना लेते थे समर्स में, ब्रेक्स में, ताकि स्कूल को दिखा सके हमने स्टेट लेवल, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल लीग में अच्छा किया है. तो मैं टीम का कैप्टन होता था, हम लोग खुद से पैसा जमा करते थे. वी यूज टू कलेक्ट द मनी एंड 10,000 एंट्री फी होती थी फॉर एग्जाम्पल टूर्नामेंट की, तो वहाँ आपको 3 या 4 मिनिमम मैच मिलते थे. देन यू कैन गो टू नॉकआउट राउंड एंड प्ले. वो समर्स में होती थी. एंड देन वी यूज टू प्ले, उसका न्यूज़पेपर में कवरेज आता है, सब कुछ आता है. एंड देन यू यूज टू स्कूल कि हमने अच्छा किया, हम सेमीफाइनल पहुंचे, फाइनल पहुंचे या क्वार्टर फाइनल पहुंचे. तो आई थिंक यू कैन, इफ देयर इज अ विल, देयर इज अ वे टू डू इट. एंड होपफुली जिस तरह फुटबॉल का मोमेंटम इज गोइंग इन इंडियन फुटबॉल, देयर विल बी लीग्स एवरीवेयर हैपनिंग वेरी सून. स्टीफन कॉन्स्टेंट कंटिन्यू करेंगे ईस्ट बंगाल में? इफ यू आस्क मी, आई थिंक ही शुड. Who is the owner of Real Kashmir? I think there's a guy from Jammu and there's a guy from Kashmir. The two co-owners in Real Kashmir. They are politically well connected though, both the owners. SAFF किस सिटी में हो सकता है? Any guess? मैं चाहता हूँ SAFF. I don't know about infrastructure or anything, but I think if मणिपुर को मैच मिले हैं ट्राई सीरीज का, आई थिंक हीरो कॉन्टिनेंटल का, if you're calling about quality teams, it should happen in the tier A city straight away. Bangalore, Kochi, Mumbai, कोलकाता, गोवा, दिल्ली. बिकॉज अगर आप टॉप क्लास टीम बुला रहे हो तो वो वहाँ होना चाहिए. सैफ आई थिंक आप तिरुवनंतपुरम में करवा सकते हो, केरला में पहले भी हुआ है. आप बंगाल में करा सकते हो, आप दिल्ली में करा सकते हो, उड़ीसा में करा सकते हो. गुवाहाटी में थोड़ा मुश्किल रहेगा बिकॉज वहाँ पे फैन फॉलोइंग थोड़ी, क्योंकि आसपास है नेपाल, बांग्लादेश, तो वहाँ से उनकी क्राउड भी आ सकती है. तो आई थिंक आप होम कंट्री का फायदा उठाना चाहोगे तो आई थिंक दीज काइंड ऑफ सिटीज़ विल हैव पुट फॉर सैफ. वहाँ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी अच्छा हो, आपकी इज्जत भी रहे. ऐसा नहीं है कि नेपाल के लोग हमारा मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं कि हमारी फुटबॉल पिच अच्छी नहीं है. तो वो चीज़ है. अपडेट अबाउट हीरो सुपर कप होगा अभी एंड ऑफ दिस सीजन. मैंने बता दिया. प्लेयर्स फ्रॉम POA हु कैन कम टू इंडिया, कोई नहीं आएगा किरण भाई, दोनों उम्मीदें में चढ़ाओ. इफ यू गाइस एनी क्वेश्चन सजेशन रिलेटेड टू इंडियन फुटबॉल, इनसाइड इन्फो, देन ड्रॉप अ डीएम एट आशीष नेगी ऑन ट्विटर हैंडल. यस, 7 नेगी आशी इज माय ट्विटर हैंडल. आप अपने क्वेश्चंस एडवांस में भेज सकते हैं. आई विल ब्रिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन for you guys if you have any specific topic to me. Possible to arrange Argentina versus India at Narendra Modi Stadium will be good for football popularity. पॉसिबिलिटी है बट अभी कुछ नहीं, कोई फायदा नहीं होना उससे इंडियन फुटबॉल का वैसे, बट किया जा सकता है जस्ट फॉर PR. यूपी में फुटबॉल का कुछ बताओ. यूपी में फुटबॉल का कुछ बताओ. आई थिंक यूपी में फुटबॉल का ये चीज़ बता सकता हूँ कि निशु कुमार कम्स फ्रॉम मुजफ्फरनगर, आकाश मिश्रा कम फ्रॉम यूपी. There are more players who are playing at the top level in UP. So irrespective of football infrastructure or irrespective of football clubs at the UP, I think UP में फुटबॉल टैलेंट्स बाहर निकल के आए हैं. तो that shows there is a potential in UP, to do it. and I think hopefully that potential will be tapped by some club. There's a club from Lucknow which is playing in the second tier league now, hopefully this season. So let's see. Any player signed pre-contract in ISL or any talks? I think there are a couple of players who have signed the pre-contract, but as I said, they are playing in the top 6 race. Those can't be revealed as of now. The boycott of East Bengal, ATK and Northeastern fans affecting ISL attendance. Jamshedpur has a lot of fans in stadium without good form. If these clubs doing well, the attendance will increase. I'm ATK मुर्गान समझ में आता है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट समझ में आता है, ईस्ट बंगाल I can understand, but I think the situation they are in, I think fans should be supporting the club. अब मैं उनके चॉइस पे नहीं क्वेश्चन कर रहा हूँ, but how do you say, Newcastle United, they were in the worst era of their team. The fans still came to the stadium. They protest in the stadium. Manchester United. I mean, example, बड़े club, but for example, Manchester United, they were protesting as the owner. They didn't boycott the games. They came to the stadium. Then it shows the protest against the owners or the team management. I think Indian club fans should not boycott their team players. They can come to the stadium and show the protest. I think that's way should be done. इंडिया को SAFF भी खेलना चाहिए मेन टीम के साथ, क्योंकि कोच हमेशा बोले टीम एक साथ नहीं रहती तो ज़्यादा टाइम गेम मिलता नहीं, टीम को खिलाओ. अपन 6 से 7 गेम एक महीने में इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे खेलना थोड़ा रिस्की रहता है. ब्रो, शुड नेशनल गेम्स विल होस्टेड इन नॉर्थ इंडिया टू पॉपुलराइज फुटबॉल, फोकस ऑन दिल्ली, यूपी, लखनऊ, वाराणसी, प्रयागराज, कानपुर, हरियाणा. It can be done. I think there's some plan going on. Hopefully, Mr. Yogi Adityanath can build a football stadium in UP for just football. कोई player foreign जाएगा कभी तो जाएगा. अभी recent time में तो लगता थोड़ा मुश्किल है men's level पे. Why women's national team is underperforming in their pre-Asian Cup performance? Lack of exposure, lack of games. नेपाल को कोई बहुत ज़्यादा exposure नहीं मिला है. Just to be honest. नेपाल को बहुत सारे गेम्स नहीं मिले हैं. It's just that quality is dipping soon. It's just that we're not able to find new players also. It's a reason. Thoughts on Hero Under-17 Cup, success or failure? Average. It served the purpose why Bibiano wanted the tournament to take place, So I think I will say that's why average, but success for Bibiano Fernandes for his under 16 team. Does Rindi Deccan have their own stadium? They have infrastructure by their own, which they own. Stadium, can't call it a stadium, but they have good ground where they can play. Next plan बताओ इंडियन फुटबॉल इन फ्यूचर. प्लान तो बहुत कुछ है भाई साहब, बट उसमें क्या होगा आगे पता नहीं. सो आप आते रहिए हर फ्राइडे, हर थर्सडे 6 PM एंड अपने क्वेश्चन लाते रहिए. कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग होगा बताएंगे. विजन के बारे में हमने डिस्कस किया था किरण दो ने पिछले किसी वीडियो में. आप जाओगे 1 घंटे का पूरा मैंने विजन एक्सप्लेन किया है, क्या प्लान है क्या नहीं है, तो वो आप दोबारा देख सकते हो. तो उसके अलावा कुछ स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस आपके हैं तो बताओ. प्लान सिंपल होना चाहिए मेरे अकॉर्डिंग कि ग्रास रूट पे फोकस करें, यूथ लेवल पे फोकस करें, ट्राई करें टॉप 15 एशियन टीम पहुंचने के लिए, फिर टॉप 12, उसके बाद टॉप 8. अगर आप टॉप 8 पहुंच जाते हो तो आप वर्ल्ड कप के लिए क्वालिफाई कर सकते हो, बिकॉज 2026 से 48 टीम वर्ल्ड कप में होने वाली है. उसका मतलब है 8.5 टीम एशिया से वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफाई कर सकती हैं. तो आप मेरे हिसाब से सिंपल प्लान है, आपको एशिया में अपने आप को टॉप 15, टॉप 12, टॉप 10 देन टॉप 8 करना है. यही प्लान होना चाहिए. वर्ल्ड कप खेलना ना खेलने को प्लान नहीं होना चाहिए. ये एक स्टडी ग्रोथ होगी. उसके अलावा प्लान होना चाहिए यूथ लेवल पे आपको AFC एशियन कप क्वालिफाई करना है रेगुलर बेसिस पे. एक बार करो फिर 4 एडिशन के बाद नहीं करना है. हर बार आपको एशिया कप क्वालिफाई करना है यूथ लेवल पे, and then try to fight for World Cup spots at the youth level. And I think which is possible. By the way, Vietnam has done under 20 level. Other countries have done in the at the youth levels. India can do it. So I think that should be our plan straight away. Do you know which channel we can see United with Barcelona? Sony 10 or Sony ESPN or Sony Live. You can see Unstoppable Akshay. Ashish sir, is there possible VR in ISL? See, referee decisions are not good in ISL this season. Very bad standard of referee, and I have been vocal of it. But I think getting a VAR, it's lots of money. हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात कर रहे हैं इस टाइम पे इंडियन फुटबॉल पे. अगर VAR पे पैसा खर्च किया जाता है तो थोड़ा मजाक होगा उस सस्टेनेबिलिटी का. अदर साइड यू वांट ISL क्लब्स टू बी सस्टेनेबल, देन उसके लिए ISL एज अ लीग भी नीड टू बी सस्टेनेबल. अगर वो पैसा इस टाइम पे VAR पे खर्च होता है इंस्टेड ऑफ रिजर्व लीग, इंस्टेड ऑफ ग्रास रूट फुटबॉल, इंस्टेड ऑफ ऑल अदर थिंग्स, आई थिंक VAR शुड नॉट बी प्रायोरिटी. To give an example, championship in England doesn't have a VAR. So what can they do now is what I have always saying, bring referee more. गोल के पीछे आप दोनों गोल के पीछे एक रेफरी खड़ा कर दीजिए, and that will bring the more quality. Is Khelna doing financially okay? How many people work for Khelna full time? We have around 15 people, and now hopefully from March and April we're expanding this team to 30, as we are planning to add more sports and a new website and more video content. So hopefully we are doing, I will not say we're doing financially sustainably okay, but we are trying our best to serve Indian sports and Indian football fans. Next season, clubs will get broadcasting, telecasting money right at Star Want the contract. And परनीत कुमार, अगर आप नए हो चैनल पे, ये इस चैनल पे मैंने बहुत बार एक्सप्लेन कर दिया है, ब्रॉडकास्टिंग मनी क्लब्स को मिलता है, ये सिर्फ सोशल मीडिया में एक एजेंडा, एक बबल फैलाया जाता है कि नहीं मिलता है. इट जस्ट कि ब्रॉडकास्टिंग मनी अलग से नहीं मिलता है, ब्रॉडकास्टिंग रेवेन्यू जो जनरेट होता है सेंट्रल पूल में डाला जाता है, और सेंट्रल पूल रेवेन्यू से हर क्लब को पैसा मिलता है. सो ये बोलना कि स्टार स्पोर्ट्स या जियो टीवी ब्रॉडकास्टिंग का पैसा नहीं देता है इज फॉल्स. ये सही नहीं है, पैसा जाता है सेंट्रल पूल में. नेक्स्ट सीजन भी अगर पैसा आएगा ब्रॉडकास्टिंग का, वो सेंट्रल पूल ऑफ रेवेन्यू में ही डलेगा और वहीं से डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा. ये मैं आपको और क्लियर कर देता हूं. अभी विल छेत्री प्ले फॉर बीएफसी नेक्स्ट सीजन ऑल्सो? आई डोंट नो एट दिस स्टेज, लेट्स सी. एनी प्लान्स फॉर 1 मिलियन सेलिब्रेशन? होपफुली आप करवा दो जल्दी, फिर देखते हैं. वाईकॉम 18 आईएसएल डील, नो प्रोग्रेस एज ऑफ नाउ. रूमर्स पे ध्यान मत दीजिए. Star Sports have one more season. Let's see if they want to cancel. I don't want VAR, but ISL can just bring a TV screen for referees to just check the decision. Actually वो ये कोई हमारे घर की लीग नहीं है कि हम एक टीवी स्क्रीन लगा दे करते हैं. VAR का एक स्टैंडर्ड होता है, फीफा का एक स्टैंडर्ड है, उसको VAR को इंप्लीमेंट करने के लिए स्टैंडर्ड आपको इंप्लीमेंट करना पड़ता है. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप सिर्फ एक्शन रिप्ले से आप VAR को जज कर सकते हो. तो वो डिपेंड करता है, आप कर भी सकते हो, बट आई थिंक फीफा से परमिशन लेनी पड़ेगी. आई थिंक व्हाट अ इजियर वे टू डू इट, जस्ट पुट अ एक्स्ट्रा रेफरीज बिहाइंड द गोल, एंड यू कांट जस्ट पुट टीवी स्क्रीन. FIFA has a standard for VAR. As I'm telling, championship clubs in England doesn't have VAR. There's a reason for it. They want championship is a quality league. They are better than some top European top league in Europe, but they still don't have VAR because sustainability is also a question for them. I don't want that's up taken twerking Ashish bhai. आप करना मनमुन, आप आना मेरे साथ स्टूडियो में तो बिल्कुल करेंगे. Indian women's players are playing together after long time in last match. नेपाल के प्लेयर भी हर रोज साथ में नहीं खेलते हैं यार, तो स्टैंडर्ड है वो गिराना नहीं चाहिए हमें. We are beating Nepal's with the double-digit goals couple of years back, single-digit 9-0, 8-0. We can't draw and lose against Nepal at any level in football. बहुत आपको पता नहीं है कि पुरानी राइवलरीज क्या है नेपाल के साथ. 2026 इंडिया क्वालिफाई स्टार्ट नवंबर 20. वी नीड अ इजी ग्रुप. होपफुली फॉर दैट वी नीड a easy draw and FIFA ranking points. Guys, football match ISL स्टार्ट हो गया है, अब चलते हैं. आज रात को Xavi versus Tenak, who is winning today? I hope Manchester United. Of course, I can't support Barcelona, but United is not in the good state in terms of players availability. United is the only club in Europe who's playing matches every 3 days. Arsenal would have lost against United in that game if that game against Crystal Palace was not put in between Manchester United, City versus Arsenal game. So United is not a bad shape in terms of physical, in terms of availability of players. So see, Martinez is not available, Sabitzer not available, is a midfielder, Martial is injured, Anthony is injured, Donny van de Beek is injured, Eriksen injured. So there are lots of 6-7 first team players not available. So I think it was Barcelona going favorite, but it's a battle of the coaches, and sometimes these games are decided by coaches. For example, yesterday Arsenal versus Manchester City game was not won by City players, it's won by Pep against his student Arteta. So I think that's the thing. We'll take a draw and 2 and Old Trafford waiting for us. That's, I hope so. I think draw will be decent, but I will want United to win. I don't want United to play. I want United to win so that we have an easier set of mindset and training going to the next game, because we are just playing Newcastle after 3 days, playing Barcelona in second leg in the Carabao Cup final. आईएसएल में सारे फॉरेन रेफरी रखने चाहिए. इंडियन रेफरी आई लीग में टीम्स की तरह उनकी परफॉर्मेंस में भी उसका फॉरेन रेफरीज ने भी गलतियां करी हैं आईएसएल में, तो ऐसा नहीं है. तो उनको सपोर्ट चाहिए, एजुकेशन चाहिए. व्हाई संतोष ट्रॉफी सेमीफाइनल फाइनल इन सऊदी अरेबिया, आरएंट वी स्पेंडिंग मनी अननेसेसरी, हाउ कैन बी मिडिल क्लास पीपल गो एंड वॉच मैचेस? ये पुरानी रिजीम का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट था, विच हैव टू बी फ्रॉम दिस न्यू फेडरेशन हैव टू डन. लेट्स सी, मे बी ब्रिंग समथिंग डिफरेंट. भाई मेरे पास तिरिमान रणवीर की अपडेट नहीं है. देव साहू, आप थोड़ा वीडियो पहले जाओगे, आपको मैंने डिस्कस किया उसके बारे में. नंबर ऑफ मैचेस नहीं इंक्रीज हुआ तो कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता. दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. लजोंग इज बैक इन इंडियन फुटबॉल, वन ऑफ माई फेवरेट क्लब. ऑफकोर्स जैसे किसी ने अभी ऑलरेडी कमेंट सेक्शन में डाला कि इट्स ओन बाय आवर पेरेंट कंपनी, सो ऑफ कोर्स इट्स अ सिमिलर. एंगल मेगा नेटवर्क owns the Lajong owns the Khelna, so I know Shillong legacy, what they have done for Northeast football. I've seen it very closely. So I hope they do well. They come into I League and then one day into ISL, because that will be a great boost for Northeast football if Lejong can come back and sustain themselves in the Indian football. We should clubs do an increase fans in state? What should clubs to do increase? I think connectivity to fans, local level especially. अगर बैंगलोर का क्लब है उनको बैंगलोर बेस्ड पीपल जो कर्नाटका के लोग उनको ज़्यादा कनेक्ट करना चाहिए. ऑफ कोर्स दे कैन bring IT crowd. For example, Delhi, why the club fails? Delhi is a hub of people, Indian people living in. It's like a mini India. They have people from everywhere. But the crowd, football-loving crowd in Delhi is old Delhi crowd. And sadly, no club in Delhi Dynamos, they never tried to reach out to the public in old Delhi to come and watch matches in Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. And that's the reason, and that club need to connect, local connect chahiye. And I think that's where Sanju Samson, for example, Kerala Blasters, they're trying to reach cricket fans in Kerala by getting Sanju Samson. Bangalore FC, we might do something same. Odisha FC is also trying to connect with local Odia stars of Bollywood, of the movie star or at the star to bring that crowd. All the clubs have to do these kind of activities. What about ab ye strategic partnership wala topic? GR Tamil will come on the next week. And are you United fan? Yes, I'm United fan. Let's go week set to play against ATK Moment. Touch and go. He might play some minutes. I'm not aware of playing him full game. So guys, thank you very much. Great show. People who are watching, put the timestamp on the comment section to help out people who watch later on. We'll see you Thursday next 6 p.m. I'm trying to get podcast sorted out. Many people want to do podcast. मुझे स्टूडियो पॉडकास्ट करना है. इफ यू गाइस रिमेंबर द लास्ट पॉडकास्ट विद साजी प्रभाकर वाज इन स्टूडियो एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई वांट टू डू बिकॉज जूम पे ना करके मुझे फील और मज़ा नहीं आ रहा था, तो इसलिए मज़ा कह लो या फील भी कह लो जो भी है, बट वो एक कनेक्ट नहीं बना पा रहा था अपने गेस्ट के साथ जो मैं बनाना चाहता हूँ, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट अ Q&A शो फॉर मी. आई वांट टू टॉक एंड डिस्कस, बिकॉज आई फील दैट by doing so then I can bring more interesting ideas and views and opinions on the show, and वो Zoom पे हो नहीं पाता, जो virtual interaction में हो नहीं पाता. And I think that example of Saji Prabhakaran podcast is the one I want to do. Those kind of show where I can open the person more with my tricky questions or tricky answers. So that's the thing. I think hopefully considering I'm based out in Delhi, we'll do it. I'm also is in pipeline thinking to do a big fan forum show for Indian football physically, maybe in Delhi or somewhere else, where we hire a big place and we bring fans from each and every clubs, I League, ISL, and एक राउंड अप शो हम करें. यूरोप में होते हैं जहाँ पे हम गेस्ट बिठाएं, मैं भी बैठूँ, आप लोग भी आएँ, तो देखते हैं. आई थिंक ईजी बेट फॉर अस टू डू इन दिल्ली. हम दिल्ली में कर सकते हैं वो शो जहाँ पे हम हर क्लब के फैंस को बुलाएं एंड टॉक अबाउट द क्लब सस्टेनेबिलिटी, how the club are doing, what Indian football need more, and bring the opinions of people, everybody. So एक प्लान है मेरा कुछ करने का. तो इस साल 2023 में वो होगा कि नहीं होगा, आई एम नॉट श्योर. एज आई सेड, वी आर डूइंग लॉट्स ऑफ स्टफ. सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज ऑल्सो क्वेश्चन फॉर अस एज अ ब्रांड और एज अ कंपनी. सो रंजीत बजाज जी को भी बुलाने की कोशिश करेंगे भाई, कोई गौरव जैन भाई, डोंट वरी. बट थोड़ा डिस्कशन उसका मैं स्टूडियो में, मैंने हमको इन्वाइट दिया था, तो उस टाइम पे AFF में CEO बैठे हुए थे, तो बहुत सारा मुद्दा था वहाँ पे. लेट्स सी, विल ट्राई टू गेट हिम वेन एवर ही वॉन्ट्स टू कम. आवर ऑफिस इज ओपन. धनराज धुर्वे, काफ़ी लोगों ने रिकमेंड किया है, पर मैं नहीं जानता हूँ कि एंजुलिना, मैं टच में भी नहीं हूँ सैडली. तो वंस आई गेट इन टच, मे बी आई विल सी धनराज धुर्वे कौन है, या बिकॉज सी, एज आई टोल्ड, we are a professional setup, so it's not that I'm a YouTuber or I can bring anybody on board just like that. So we have to follow some criteria on that, so but hopefully if a person can bring a interesting questions or interesting opinion for Indian football, we'll definitely try to bring. Why people in Manipur and Goa not watching matches? Prince will bring this answer next week. आप अपना सवाल भेजिए मुझे ट्विटर और फेसबुक पे, करते हैं, ठीक है, बात करते हैं. आप लाइक जरूर करिए, खेलना सोशल मीडिया को फॉलो करिए. वेबसाइट पे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग कंटेंट आ रहा है, इंडियन फुटबॉल, यूरोपियन फुटबॉल, कबड्डी, ओलंपिक स्पोर्ट्स, वी कवरिंग बैडमिंटन, टेनिस, वी कवरिंग वॉलीबॉल लीग, काफ़ी कवरेज चल रहा है. आप लोग थोड़ा सपोर्ट करते रहिए हमें, वो अच्छा रहेगा. एंड देन अदर क्रिकेट नेशन ड्रॉपिंग क्रिकेट, गुड न्यूज़ फॉर फुटबॉल. आई डोंट नो किस क्रिकेट नेशन बात कर रहे हो. एंड देन वाई स्टेट गवर्नमेंट डू नॉट सपोर्ट फुटबॉल इन उत्तराखंड इवन बीन अ स्टेट ऑफ अ गेम ऑफ उत्तराखंड. सूरज भाई, कहानी तो वही है जो कहानी बाकी जगह है. पॉलिटिक्स का क्या करें हम. मैं कोशिश की थी एक बार मैं कि कुछ करता हूँ, आई विल ट्राई टू हेल्प. उत्तराखंड फेडरेशन को रीच आउट किया, किसी ने कोई मिलने को तैयार नहीं, तो गवर्नमेंट तक तो नहीं जा पाएंगे, बट होपफुली वन डे विल हैव that reach or influence to reach to the government to do something football in my own state. Uttarakhand has a potential to be a footballing powerhouse. As Suraj says, each and every school in Uttarakhand at good level have a very good football infrastructure, and I think hopefully one day Uttarakhand will have that thing. Not Uttarakhand, especially in Dehradun, Mussoorie, there are good football pitches. Even other cities in Uttarakhand or towns or villages have football is a good sport in Uttarakhand. So hopefully one day. Tiri back at ATK Monmagan, good thing. I think one of the longest serving ISL players in the ISL now. Guys, thank you very much. Let's watch ISL. You can follow me on 7 Negi Ashish. Send your question in advance. I can bring you answers. I will see you next week, 6 p.m. Thursday. Thank you. Tata. Bye bye.